What if I told you that the stress you're feeling isn't just a result of life's challenges, but 3 simple mistakes you make every day? We all experience stress, but what if these mistakes are making it worse without you even knowing it? The worst part is, these mistakes are so common, they've become almost invisible. But once you recognize them, you can change your response to stress and regain control. Curious to find out what they are? Stress is something that we all experience at different points in our lives. Whether it's work, family, relationships, or finances, stress can show up in many forms. But what is stress, really? It's your body's natural reaction to challenges or demands, also known as the fight or flight response. When we're stressed, our body releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline to help us react quickly. This can be useful in emergencies, like if you're faced with a dangerous situation. However, when stress becomes chronic, the constant release of these hormones can wreak havoc on your body and mind. Too much stress can lead to a variety of health problems: anxiety, depression, heart disease, and even digestive issues. The truth is, while stress is normal, chronic stress is dangerous. And what's even worse, many of us have no idea how much stress is affecting us because we're too caught up in our daily routines. But here's the thing, stress doesn't have to control your life. There are ways to manage it, and it starts with understanding the common mistakes that we make when dealing with stress. When we recognize these mistakes, we can change how we respond to stress, making it more manageable and less overwhelming. This means we're no longer at the mercy of external pressures, but we regain power over how we handle stress in our daily lives. One of the most common mistakes people make when dealing with stress is ignoring their body's signals. Your body is constantly sending you clues about how it's feeling. From tight muscles to a racing heart, these signals are your body's way of telling you that something isn't right. But here's the problem. Many of us choose to ignore those signals. We push through the discomfort because we're busy, stressed, or simply don't want to face what's going on. Over time, this can lead to burnout, exhaustion, and even physical illnesses. Ignoring your body's stress signals is like trying to drive a car that's showing a low oil warning. You may be able to keep going for a while, but eventually the engine will break down. The same goes for your body. If you don't listen to those early warning signs, it can lead to more serious health issues in the future. Take the time to tune into your body. When you feel that knot in your stomach or that tension in your shoulders, it's your body's way of telling you that stress is taking a toll. Don't ignore these signs. Address them early on to prevent long-term damage. When we feel stressed, it's easy to try to power through it. But the problem is that in doing so, we don't give ourselves the space to heal. Instead, we push through and end up more exhausted, anxious, or overwhelmed. Whether it's taking a few moments to breathe deeply or stretching to release tension, listening to your body's signals can have a huge impact on how we manage stress in the long run. So, if you're feeling stressed, don't wait for it to overwhelm you. Take action, listen to your body, and make adjustments. Your health will thank you for it. The second major mistake people make when dealing with stress is relying on unhealthy coping mechanisms. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to fall into habits like overeating, drinking, smoking, or even procrastination as ways to manage stress. While these behaviors may provide temporary relief, they do nothing to solve the underlying issue and can actually make the stress worse in the long run. For example, eating junk food when you're stressed may give you a momentary sense of comfort, but it doesn't address the source of your stress. In fact, unhealthy foods can increase inflammation and disrupt your hormones, making you feel worse over time. Similarly, alcohol may seem like a way to unwind, but it can actually disrupt your sleep, making it harder for your body to recover from stress. Stress eating is one of the most common unhealthy coping mechanisms. It's all too easy to turn to food when you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed, but using food as a source of comfort can lead to weight gain, digestive problems, and even increase your stress levels. You may feel comforted momentarily, but it's only a temporary fix. The underlying stress remains, and it's likely to return with a vengeance. Another unhealthy coping strategy is turning to alcohol or drugs to numb the feelings of stress. While it may seem like a quick escape, alcohol can impair your judgment, make you feel worse the next day, and disrupt the natural sleep cycles that your body needs to recover from stress. these short-term solutions only prolong the problem. Instead of turning to these unhealthy coping mechanisms, it's important to find healthier alternatives. Exercise is one of the best ways to combat stress. Physical activity helps release endorphins, which are chemicals that improve your mood and make you feel more relaxed. Yoga, meditation, and deep breathing exercises are also excellent ways to calm your mind and reduce stress levels. Practicing mindfulness can help you stay present, especially in moments of stress. Rather than resorting to harmful coping strategies, turn your attention inward and focus on calming your mind. Taking a walk, spending time with loved ones, or engaging in a hobby can all provide much-needed relief without damaging your health. By learning how to cope with stress in healthy ways, you can reduce the negative impact stress has on your life and improve your overall well-being. The third and final mistake people make when dealing with stress is failing to address the root cause of their stress. Often, we treat the symptoms of stress, like feeling anxious or tired, without considering what's really causing the stress in the first place. This is a huge mistake, because unless we address the root cause, we'll continue to experience stress in the same way over and over again. Let's say your stress is caused by your job. You may try to cope by relaxing at home, going for a run, or even using unhealthy coping mechanisms like binge watching TV or eating comfort food. But if you don't address the underlying issue, whether it's a toxic work environment, lack of time management, or feeling overwhelmed by expectations, your stress will continue to build up. It's important to take a step back and assess what's truly causing your stress. Is it work, relationships, money, or something else? Identifying the root cause allows you to take targeted actions to address it instead of just masking the symptoms. If work is stressing you out, perhaps it's time to talk to your manager about workload management. Maybe you need to set boundaries to avoid burnout or delegate tasks to lighten your load. If you're feeling overwhelmed by financial stress, consider seeking advice from a financial planner or finding ways to improve your money management. Sometimes stress can also stem from unhealthy relationships. If you feel emotionally drained by certain people in your life, it may be time to set boundaries, communicate your needs, or even distance yourself from toxic influences. No matter the cause of your stress, addressing it head-on is the key to reducing its impact. Whether that means having a difficult conversation or making major changes to your lifestyle, taking action can help you regain control and reduce chronic stress. To recap, stress is something we all deal with, but how we manage it makes all the difference. The three major mistakes that prevent us from handling stress effectively are ignoring our body's signals, relying on unhealthy coping mechanisms, and not addressing the root cause of stress. Now that you know what these mistakes are, it's time to make a change. Start by listening to your body and recognizing the signs of stress early on. Instead of turning to unhealthy habits, find healthier ways to cope, like exercise, mindfulness, or spending time in nature. And most importantly, address the underlying causes of your stress so that you can finally break the cycle and take back control of your life. Remember, stress is a natural part of life, but it doesn't have to control you. By making small changes today, you can learn to manage stress in a way that improves your health and well-being for years to come.